Hello, I'm going to be going pretty fast because I don't really want to edit that much. Okay, open up Blender, uh, click out of the box, hit A, hit delete, and boom, I'll delete everything. Let's speed run everything. Go Shift A, that'll open up this menu, or go up here, Shift, or like add. We're going to be focusing on mesh, and then all these are all the simple shapes. Go cube, and we'll have this really simple cube. To duplicate more objects, go Shift D and then click off, and then you can move it. To move objects, go up here, go to move, or hit Shift Space to open up this, which is the same as this, and then go to move. And then to select more objects, click this. You'll select both, and then you can move on the X, Y, and Z axis. You can also rotate on the X on the X, Y, and Z axis. You could also move on the X, Y, and Z axis. You could also scale regularly, or you could scale by going X, or like Z, X, or Y. This is how to do that on one cube. S, and then this, like this, and like this. Um, all these options are on this side. So we have scale and rotate and move to yeah, and then we have box select, which is like that. If you click on this and we go down to here, we go to objects. These are all the transforms. It's these three things are right here, but you can go a lot more precise with its movements. You could also have these same up here. Don't know why they put it in the three places, but they do. Right here, you could zoom in, you could move around, and this is how you activate your camera. To add a camera, go Shift A, camera, and then boom, we have a camera. And then to go activate your camera, you go here, or it's numpad 0. If we go here, these are all like I said, transforms. To put things into collection, like this is, click this and drag and drop a cube into collection, and boom, you can hide that collection with only that one thing. And that's collections. You gotta also go down here, modifiers. You can go here, modifier. One of the cool things, you go screw, which does that. And another cool thing is array, which just arrays things in different directions. If you go down here, this is physics. I'm not going to talk about any of these because I'm trying to speedrun. If you go here, constraints, this basically copies movements, things together. Like it's a, no, don't do that. If we have a cube, have a location constraint to the camera. To offset it, to put it in different places, go to offset, and then have all the directions you want it in. So if we have it in just Z, Y, and Z, you can only move it and up and towards you. If you have it in all three directions, you can move it anywhere. That's constraints. If you go down here, this material, you go new, and you can change the base color. Oh no, it's not changing. You go up here, viewports, viewport shading, then you could start changing the color. You could also change if it's more metallic, or if it's more like a foam. The roughness kind of gives it, what's it called? How shiny it is. And the metallic is like how copper or like metal it is. Yeah, up here we have the rendering. So basically these are how good this, imagine this is quality. We could turn on shadows, motion blur, ray tracing, go to output, frame per second, resolution for the camera, um there's, look down here. If you go right here, you can change the frame end and the frame stop. You go down here, whenever you render an animation or you render an image, this is where it's going to be put, and this is what format it's going to be. So you can either have it as a PNG or a video. Don't do video until you're all done with the image sequence. Go down here, view layer. I don't know what this is. Actually, here's modeling. It's not really anything cool. Sculpting's pretty cool. It's basically sculpting. Oh yes, strength all the way up. Let me just. Oh, it's kind of. You can see it move, right? See, sculpting awesome. UV editing, like adding textures, texture painting different textures onto different textures. Shading. Basically this is for how your thing looks. A better, like advanced version of this. Animation, this is like your animation viewport. Rendering, this is what your render's gonna look like. Compositing, this is for basically more shading. Geometry nodes. This is really complicated. Scripting. If you go here, there's a bunch more things, but these are already things we already talk about. Video editing's new. You can go to video editing, and then you can edit videos in Blender. But yeah, that's really it. To render images, you go render image, and then boom, you get an image. For lights, because you saw we didn't have lights, you go Shift A, light point. I'd push that up, and we have a new data for it. So now it could be a point, sun, spot, or area. Spots are like flashlights, areas like area, light, and studios. Sun covers anything. There's no shadows. It's just sun. And point is like a light bulb. You can change the color and how strong the power of the light is, what shape it is, and how big the radius or size of the light is. Now if we go to render image, we now see we have that little light. Let's go point and turn that up a little. Move that way. And boom, you have a little thing. Yeah, those are all the basics. Speed run. I'll be going over this keyframes in a lot more detail, because this is not about modeling channel, this is animation.